Okay, Money Trees number 5. Here we go. These are very expensive earphones. Before we continue, if you're interested in my unreleased collaboration by SimGot, they apparently have lots of these that they built up, but because I said let's just go with the LM, it's got the better driver. It didn't get released. So, but they have it apparently because there's a set right there. Somebody won a previous set. Thank you for your patience. Once you've been confirmed as a winner, it's just a time thing, so thank you. But if you comment below this video and are a subscriber to this and the unboxing channel, you can get one in the box. The previous winner got my set. This is one that comes brand new in the SimGot box. It is a 500 series with more mid-bass, which gives it more note weight, which is much more friendly to my library, hence a collaboration. So good luck to you. These are the 5 sets. Let me go ahead and put up the border. Top 5 earphones, February 2024. Number 1 would be the Canpur. Number 2 would be the Grand Maestro. Number 3 would be the Fear RN6. Number 4 would be the Subtonic Storm. Number 5 would be the Traillii by Aurelius, the Bird. The classic, 3 years old now, I think. It's a lot of people say I don't like when these things are hyped and what used to be good is not good. I don't do that. I don't do that. The Bird is quite old, and I actually let go of it at one point because I got the Aroma Jewel, because everybody who liked the Bird said the Jewel was great, and I did that, and I thought instantly, wow, what? And then so the Jewel is gone, but the Bird is still here. So if you got the Bird, it's a total classic. I'm a huge fan of it with my library. Let's take a look at the frequency. These are adjusted at 500 hertz, which I really think if you've got flat mids or reasonably flat mids, that's where you ought to pin them. And doing that, you can see that it's a feathered out bass response. These are all different. And also the gain, the ear gain, the compensation region is all different. It fans in both areas that are really critical. They are all different. So I hate same face. I hate when I'm being proposed to purchase a set that I really have. The tuning's similar, the drivers are similar. It's just a different brand with a different shell, and it's being hyped and compared is better than the other set. Or I'm not a fan of wrecking same faces to you because I'm not a fan of purchasing same face sets. I don't want a redundant collection, and as you can see, my 5 favorites are not redundant at all at really any point. My ideal is that where the ear gain peaks is the beginning of a waterfall cascade that goes down. The only one that breaks that is the Grand Maestro, but because of the elevation, I actually never hear that 8 on the Grand Maestro, but that's just my ears. But generally speaking, I want it to always tilt down after we get to the ear gain, and all of these sets do that, except the Grand Maestro. Let me talk really quickly about bass. Put that up real quick. I think the Canpur is the best of these sets when it comes to bass. I think the quality and also the sheer force, which doesn't make any sense because it's a balanced armature. Stuff like Sweet Leaf, the masking that is very, very easy to creep up because it's a bassist and a drummer that are going at the same time. Kill Jill, Lil Wayne, any 4-string or 5-string bassist. I think the Canpur. Here's the thing that I'll bring up that I might have brought up before, but I don't script myself. A couple years ago, I brought up about the thing I didn't like about balanced armatures, and that is when you decided to just start inputting via an EQ or something like that, and also turning up the gain. You would get to a point where the balanced armature would, what I called, tone out, and that is it would go from a functioning transducer that seemed to give you some form of texture, which is really a production term, but just quality replay. Slightly lacking in impact, so you're trying to turn it up a little to get that, and then a phenomenon I called toning out would occur, and that's where it would seem like the balanced arm would start to just sound like it's a horn putting out a low frequency tone, whereas a dynamic driver, you can hear it distort in the way that they do. The balanced armature is very different because of its design. So how does that react when it's getting too much energy? It sounds like a low horn, one tone just being put out, and the quality is completely destroyed because it's distorting really, and it's unable to do what it's supposed to do because of the over input. A guy from Sonian who claimed to be from Sonian came into that discussion and said, I'm an engineer and we call that, and he had a term for it, So there's engineering slang for what a balanced armature does when it's given too much input. To me, it sounds like it's toning out. It's just a simple way of saying it. But they had a more made sense to me slang. It's just something that they use to refer to that phenomenon. But it happens. All of that was said because the Canpur doesn't do that. What? Don't know. It's a BA. I'm a guy that wouldn't give more than a 6 out of 10 for balanced armature bass, and it made people annoyed. And now my number one set with the best bass and the best impact is a balanced armature from a company I've never heard of before 3 months ago. Doesn't make a lot of sense. I actually am happy to be confused, but I have nothing for you as far as like what it is. And there's only certain people that are catching it, and it's related to their library. If you don't have a library like mine and you don't have some really deep drops and a good fit, you'll never catch it. And that's fine if you like it overall, but there's something really trippy going on. So top has been taken care of. On the bottom, if we go hip-hop, I would say that I would take the Canpur, obviously, because of that what's going on. The Fear RN6 and also the Grandmeister would be the 3 sets I would take for hip-hop. I would do the same sets for reggae because it's really... There's a lot of similarities between the two genres when it comes to sets that do reggae well, because there's a lot of low frequency. Bob Marley, Hawaiian tracks, or Jamaica, Hawaii, which is called Jawaiian. Those are all... It does good in a car audio system, going from Eazy-E to Ka'au Crater Boys, really. So reggae and hip-hop are actually same sets. Rock and roll and classic would be the same selections, and that would be the Canpur and the Traillii, the 3-year-old set that is as awesome as it was when it first came out, and nobody had a graph, and everybody doubted, something's going on. Why doesn't anybody get a graph? I put the first graph up, actually, on Squig Tool, and I still have it, and it doesn't really have a lot of sub bass, and it's got a cut, but that takes care of the harmonics. And I thought the graph looked fine, but I was obsessed with getting that thing on a graph tool because I thought everybody was kind of I don't know, when people are hyping stuff too much, it makes the red flags go up because you feel like you're being hustled, like by a car salesman that says, I can't do that deal, I'll go talk to my manager, you guys sit right here, and then the game starts. If you've ever bought a car, they're always trying to do that, and you feel like, okay, I'm about to leave. No, wait, we'll buy you lunch, and I gotta talk to him. He just thinks, you know, and the whole thing about buying a car, same with buying a house, it becomes like this game. So when you feel like you're being gamed, your instincts kick in, like, okay, I'm out. So the Traillii was like that for me at the beginning. Everybody loved it, really. It doesn't have DD. It's got not elevated bass. It's got a cut and the treble, and everybody loves this set. They were right, or I agree with them. I'll put it that way. Now let's get to technical, and we'll leave. Techs are, as I said many times, the ability to perceive subtle nuances within a track that you know exist, but don't necessarily consciously or subconsciously expect them to be there, because most of the time that's not the case. The pedal pushes on a piano that you can kind of hear in some tracks. The finger sliding on D by Randy Rhoads on Blizzard of Oz, a classical exercise. A lot of nuances in a track by Elton John called Funeral for a Friend, Love Lies Bleeding. The beginning is like this church organ, wah, 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 and then it goes into dun, dun, dun. That in a lossless contains a lot of subtle stuff that when it's all there, you know it. And otherwise, you might have other sets you like that it plays back quite well, but it's not the same thing. So when everything is present, there's not a thing that you're subtly, subconsciously letting go of because, man, everything else is so dope. I just wish it had a little more note weight, or whatever is the coping that you're doing, and you don't even realize it. The sets that are in front of me and the ones that I say are my top 5, they don't do that to me. They make me feel like I'm getting the whole package, and it feels so rare that's why they are the ones that I put on my list as being, if you're in that tier, Summit Fi, I think these would be sets that, if you have a library that's similar to mine, Tribe Called Quest, Prince, Alice in Chains, Kendrick Lamar, Big Boy, Black Sabbath, Blind Faith, Bob Marley. This is going... I'll just read the bottom. Credence, Eazy-E, Game, Glass Tiger, Jim Croce, Kendrick Lamar, Kiss, Led Zeppelin, Little Feat, Machiavelli, which is Tupac, Outlaws, Sonny Chillingsworth, that's a Hawaiian one right there. The Beatles, the Eagles, The Game, the Police, the Rolling Stones, Thompson Twins, Van Halen. What is at the end of this? We got Brother Is. We got another Hawaiian one. Ikolu. Iron Maiden. Live After Death. ZZ Top. The Very Baddest Of. Don't Shoot Me, I'm Only the Piano Player. Rat. Leonard Skinner. I don't know why these are at the end. Pink Floyd, Wish You Were Here, which should be way down at the P area. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. Comment below to qualify for the SimGot unreleased collab. If you are a fan of SimGot, you really should have this set in your collection. Go ahead, comment below, give it a thumbs up if you like it. And I'm out.